Guys, today the flavor of the day is Honda. I gotta do the girlfriend's Honda Civic. She needs a timing belt. We don't know if it's been done since she's had the car. She's had the car for about 4 years now, so just for some good preemptive stuff here, we'll make sure that we take care of that, and then it'll have some trouble-free driving, because this little thing is always very reliable. I'll give you that. So, little 1.7 VTEC Honda Civic. She got a big oil leak over here. That's interesting right there, but it looks like it's coming from the valve cover gasket because it's all wet up here. So, we're changing that along with the whole kit. So, pretty much straightforward. Remove this wheel, get it up in the air, take everything apart from here, move it to the side, get access down there, get rid of this engine mount, timing belt cover. All this stuff's got to come out, and get in there and change it. Alright, so I'll take some pictures or a little bit of video here and there, key points. It's not going to really be a how-to, but what I think maybe we need to take a look at, we'll see. Alright, and that's really about it. We got a little Honda Civic action today. Get this done for her. Really haven't done anything else on this car while I've been dating her. This is the first time we had to change the battery, or she had to change the battery because it was a little weak. And that's been the only thing so far. We're going to get this done, and that'll be that. Alright, so again, to come in at key moments when you see all this stuff removed. All this stuff's got to come out and moved over and whatnot. So, alright. Little timing belt job. And water pump, of course. And tensioner, the whole kit, all that good stuff. Alright, guys, I'll get back to you. Alright, guys, still on the Honda. Had to break out my little crankshaft seal tool. We changed the camshaft seal, and we changed the crankshaft seal. Right now, I'm in the process of putting the water pump back on. I came in here because it's weird. Like, you look at certain service manuals, like the Haynes and stuff, and they'll tell you to put this in with silicone. Whenever I've done one of these rubber gaskets on a water pump or a thermostat housing, I've never used any sealant on it. I always put them in like this. This particular one had instructions that clearly stated not to use silicone rubber on it right there. Clearly states to put silicone grease on it instead, which is exactly what I ended up doing. I'm going to put the silicone grease, which I did. I got it in place. Now we're going to put this back in. I'm going to torque these in, and I'm probably going to call it a quits for the evening. We're up here in New York, so it's about, 30 degrees outside, or a little above 30 right now. Let's see. What are we looking at here? $35 degrees, so we're almost at freezing. So we're going to go ahead and put this on there. And I feel pretty good still, but I'm getting a little tired. I got to get up early to work tomorrow. This is Saturday. I do work on Sunday, so I'm going to end up taking my ass to work. But we're going to put this in. I want to seal this cooling system up, and I'll probably just lay the valve cover at least on here. That way I don't leave it open. But we got the new seal in here. We got the new cam seal. We got the new crank seal. I torqued this down. Couldn't get the torque wrench in this. 27 is supposed to be foot-pounds. It's more than 27. We're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and pop this baby in. Get them in there. Torque them down. And that'll be it for the evening. And that's it. I'll get back with you guys, hopefully, and we'll continue with this. Almost done. I could finish it tonight, but I have to go to work tomorrow, so I'm not rushing on it. The car isn't needed. She could use it on my other car, so we're good to go. Alright, guys, I'll get back to you. That's really the only thing. I mean, I used a high-mass impact socket to get the crank bolt off. You know how it is on these Hondas already. And that came right off. Always remember with these, when you take off the crankshaft, though, be very careful with the key. If you lose this damn key, you're going to have nothing but trouble later on. The key is tiny. It's sitting in the parts here, in the magnetic tray. This little key will cause all kinds of trouble if you lose that thing. Make sure you don't lose it, and remember to put it back in. That's about it. We're good to go. Everything's cleaned up there. We're going to put that pump in. I'll torque it down, and I'll get back with you guys when we continue with this. And, of course, you know, eventually when I get all started with this, any questions, I'll try to help anybody out, of course, with whatever questions they may have. The key thing with this is you got one short bolt on a water pump. All the other three are the same length. These three here, this lower one left. If it's on the motor, the lower left one is the short one. They tell you to put silicone on these when you bolt them in. I think the only reason is this particular one, I believe, it smells like oil. And it goes, the short one goes into the oil, I believe, into an oil passage. So you might get some leakage there. I'm not really a fan of using silicone on that. I might end up using some PTFE sealant, which should do the same thing. It shouldn't give any issues. I think I do have silicone somewhere. Where's my PTFE stuff? It's this stuff here. Permatex PTFE. So I usually use this instead of silicone for something like that. The water jackets I use like non-hardening sealer, silicone sealer on intake manifold or head bolts for intake manifold gaskets on Chevy small blocks and on other things like that. So anyways, let me keep on going with this, guys. Alright guys, back in the garage, working on a little Honda. This is the following week, because I had a week of work, so I didn't have a chance to play with it till today. When I took off this timing belt cover, the thing was in pretty rough shape. I ended up having to grab my Magna Stitcher, which is a great tool, and I'll show you guys all the uses for it in the future. But you basically put in your staple, wherever your crack is, then you use your little ironing tip to seal it back over it. And I had to do that on just about every single bolt hole on here. Every single one was broken. This one was completely off. The one over here, I'm sorry I keep moving the camera, guys. This one right here was completely broken off and was being held on with the bolt and a big washer holding it on. Now that can work, and it held. But when I work on something, I try to make it better than when it was when I touched it. As you see, the timing belt is in. It's all the timing box are in. The crankshaft sensor's in. The camshaft sensor's in. Time to put the cover. I put the date on the belt. I didn't put the mileage. It does come with a sticker, which I'll put on the car. Right there. So we'll put that on the car. And just get it back on. And that's that. But actually, it'll be held on now by the actual bolt holes. They all were repaired. They all were in there. They got ironed up and held in there. So we ironed it up here. I cut them. I actually put them on the grinder to grind down the pieces, the little nibs, so you don't end up getting cut up or stabbed up with it in the future. I got all the ones I could get. And that's about it. All right, so we'll keep on putting this thing back together. We just got to finish putting put the pulley on, put the cover on, put all the peripherals back on, all the crap. It's just very tight, complicated. Not really complicated. It's just a pain in the ass to do because it's a little tight in the car. And you got to remove everything, you know. But I guess, you know, Hondas are reliable as far as, you know, timing belts and things like that goes. So you really don't got to go in there too often, I guess. But in order to even inspect the belt, which I wish I could have done a little easier, because I would have seen it really didn't need to be done. Although the water pump did have some funkiness to it. Again, like I showed you guys before, I don't know what the hell that stuff is there. I don't know if that's the head gasket stuff, or there was a cooling system leak and they used that crap. I don't know. So, anyways, let me get back on this, get it back together, and I'll get back to you guys when I'm done. Any key things, you know, I'll show you guys. But, you know, the timing, this is pretty much straightforward. Like I said, it's just tight. But we're good to go. All right? Moment here. One of the favorite things, right? That always tends to happen or ends up happening, right? Right there, guys. Right there. See that? Yes, sir. I got to take apart what I put on now. Again, isn't this lovely? I have to take off the crankshaft, harmonic balancer, take off the cover again. Take all that stuff off again so I could get the timing belt out of the way, and I can put the rear cover on that sits back here. Completely forgot about it. I removed it because I changed the camshaft seal. I did the camshaft seal and the crankshaft seal. In order to get the camshaft seal, you had to remove that plastic cover. Yes, there's another plastic cover there. I thought about not putting it back. I'm like, what the hell does it do? What would happen? Most likely nothing, but I don't do stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and I'll put it back. This little cover right here. This little guy. Love it. Goes right behind here. And there's no way I could sneak this on or snake this on with the timing belt on. So I got to take it all apart again. Gotta love it. But hey, these things happen. That's real world. What can you do, right? So completely forgot about that. Didn't even remember it. I'm like, what the hell is this extra cover here for? Then I started looking. I said, wait a second. And that's what it is. It is what it is. What can you do, right? These things happen, unfortunately, sometimes, especially when you work on something a week after you originally started doing it. So I'll take that all apart, put that back on. I had to show you guys that way you guys don't make that mistake. Don't make that error. Do not make that error. I made it, so you guys don't make it, all right? Even though this isn't a step-by-step, 100%, but you'll get the gist of it. All right, guys. Thank you. All right, guys. Here we go. Sprocket. I had to take it off. Can't even do it with the sprocket off. I had to move the belt to the side. And this cover goes right here. Right underneath here. And only one bolt holds this in. It's got the gaskets on the side there. One bolt. It goes over your crank sensor right here. I mean your cam sensor. And that's it. Crazy, right? One little mistake like that, man. Everything was going so smooth, but that's how it always is. So it's all right, though. One big thing you learn. Do this again, you won't do that again. You know what I mean? So that's the way it is. This is actually the first Honda timing belt I've ever done, believe it or not. So done many timing belts on many other cars, but never on a Honda. So this is my first one, so we won't do that again, that error. So, all right, your gaskets in there. I use a little high tack to hold it in place. It's got these little rubber gaskets in there. One bolt goes right there. And that's about it. We will get this show on the road and keep it moving. Just wanted to show you guys. Unbelievable, right? But it is what it is. We'll get past it and keep on moving, baby. All right, guys. The Civic is back together, running. She's warming up now. Make sure that she's bled good and good to go. Here she is, running beautifully. Waiting for it to warm up. Using a spill-free funnel. Recommend it, definitely. Definitely recommend it. Always put one of these on your car when you do the timing belt. At least makes life so much easier for the next guy. Because had they put that in this one, I probably would have not done this right now. But she's warming up, she's running. Waiting for this fan to go and on to the next one. I think the next thing I'm going to try to tackle, I really want to start working on that third gen. My Camaro, it really needs a lot of body work. I got to start cutting stuff out and just a lot of stuff. I got to tear that car apart. Basically, it's going to be like a damn near restoration. I know it sounds crazy to do that because some people say, oh, just pick another one up, but they're really not around that much anymore. Just like that Fox wasn't around that much. That's why I had to go to Barrett to end up getting that damn thing. At least in that kind of shape. But, plus that car was my daily driver for the longest. And if I get it going again, you know, I mean, it runs and everything now, but I get all the body work and everything squared away. I'll probably start driving that car again because it wasn't that bad on gas, I'll tell you. That 5.0 fuel injected isn't too bad. But, we'll see. But I don't know if that 5.0 is going to stay in there. I kind of want to do something else with it. But, yeah. Just glad to be done with this. It took a total of 3 days because I had to stop yesterday to put the tree up with my boy. And, Would have been done in 2. Probably could have knocked it out in 1 if I really had started early in the morning and really went at it, but I don't need to, you know what I mean? So when you put yourself under pressure like that, sometimes it's no fun. So I like to tinker with it. Like I said, next time, my next job may be the Focus. I might get that in here because I got to swap the cam out on that one. And that's just to get that thing going. The way used cars are these days, I wouldn't mind selling it, but I don't know, we'll see. Again, the engine only has about 50,000 on it, but the car shows 300 on the clock. So that's going to scare people. They'll give me $1 for the car, you know what I mean? So if that's the case, I might as well just drive it until it's done again and then decide what I want to do with that one. I got too many projects. We'll see. I wouldn't mind. I would love to do a crazy swap on that thing. That'd be fun. And they actually do sell a kit for it, but the kit is way too expensive. But when it's all said and done, the damn thing looks like it belongs in there. 302 or Coyote fit right in. Crazy. I'll tell you one thing, this thing is running so cool. Even after I sit there revving it, trying to get it to come up, it's coming up slowly, but taking its time. I'm burping it, enjoying a cigar, why not? And that's it. I got to get these videos edited. I got a ton of videos in here to try to make some all different content. We'll see. I want to get going with it, and we'll see what happens. You know, like I said, I'll hopefully get better as time goes on with everything. You know, but everybody got to start somewhere, right? Again, my only regret, I wish I would have done it a long time ago. There's so much stuff that I've done that I could have had on these videos, but, you know, it could have been. I don't do it really step by step, but if you guys have any questions, you can shoot me an email or in the comments. I'll try to take a look at them, and I'll try to answer them, of course. This job here, it's just a pain because it's tight, but, you know, it's not too bad. You know, these timing marks on these cars, they get more and more as you get more overhead cams and all these other things involved, and this isn't that bad. But like dual overhead cams, Coyotes, and BMW V8s, you got to turn it over, and you got to line up the link that's this color and that color and that color and that color. Got to line up with this and that, and they make them overly complicated, I tell you, boy. And they ain't nothing like a 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock on a small block Chevy. You're good to go with a timing chain. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Pretty soon we'll be doing electric motor swaps, huh? If everything keeps going the way it's going, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, I'll try to get the next thing on, and till next time, she's running.